Okay, let's begin. I thank you for joining me today. We're just going to take our breaths, and you can fast forward over this if you so choose. Breathe in light from the center of our hearts. Put your hand on your heart. Allowing the light to expand. Exhale. And as you exhale, you just pull that light through your heart, and you feel it like a ball of light expanding out from you with each breath. So we breathe in light from the center of our heart, allowing the light to expand. Breathe out within, through, and around our bodies. We are a unity of light. One more. Breathe in light. In, through, and around our bodies. We are a unity of light. We are a unity of light. This is Light in the Light Council, and I thank you for joining me today for this Ascension channeling. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm happy to be here with you today. We are happy to be here with you today. There are so many images that I want to share with you from the Light Council, but so let's preface this. Let's preface this, please and thank you. Please and thank you. So these messages that we're going to be delving into, a lot of them will be very specifically about Black people. About Black people, about African people, people of African descent, Black skin, brown skin, Black people. This is not to agitate or to alienate those who are not of color. But what it is, everyone, these are gifts from the beloved that is coming through now. These are gifts from the beloved that are coming through now for Black people, for brown people. And these gifts are in the form of information that blesses your soul. And what is happening and what is occurring on the very biggest level, everyone, that I see in my vision, I'm just sharing my vision, are the scales of divine justice. You understand? The scales of divine justice is here. And so these gifts are for Black people. This is me sharing as much love that has been shared with me to give to you through information, and may it be a blessing that of your soul, because divine justice is here for you, Black people. And we know that when the scales are not balanced, which they have not been balanced for Black people for a very, very, very long time, and that is over. And the scales are coming into balance now. Yes. Yes, and so there is nothing to fear from those who are not of color. Justice is justice. There's nothing to fear. Yeah, there's nothing to fear. And this is all in love. And, my hope is that we all celebrate in this information, that is coming through now about Black people that will That is our restoration. That our restoration is here now. Right now. Okay. So, the destiny of Black people at this time, right now, Black people, brown skin, of African descent, but brown skin in general. But let's keep it on Black people, brown skin, Black. If you identify as Black to other people. Okay, yes. What I'm trying to say here is that your destiny at this time is the destiny of Joseph in the Bible. Your destiny at this time, and what we are rising into, is the destiny of Joseph in the Bible. You, Black people, who they have called colored, you colored people, in their negativity. Well, yes, we are colored. We are colored. We have the rainbow, all 7 rays, the color of a rainbow in us. So we are the colored people. And like Joseph, we are the same. See, Joseph's coat of many colors that was given to him by his father was really his DNA. Joseph's coat of many colors was his DNA, that he had many activated strands of DNA. That was his coat of many colors. Each strand has a color. Each strand has a color. So right now, we have been taught that people have 2 strands of DNA, 3 possible strands of DNA, red and blue. No. Joseph, and so those were Joseph's brothers, and that's what they had. But this person, Joseph, was born and is special. He was treated special by his father because that was his DNA. His DNA, he had many strands of DNA that were activated. Each of those strands had colors. So Joseph was blessed with DNA of all the colors of the rainbow. And that was his coat of many colors, you see. That was his coat of many colors. That is the melanin in his skin. The melanin, an attribute of that DNA, of all of those DNA strands being activated, an attribute of those many colors was his Black skin, the melanin in his skin. See, the melanin coats the DNA. So his coat of many colors means that Joseph was Black. And just like us. Joseph was just like us. We wear the coat of many colors just like Joseph. We wear the coat of many colors just like Joseph. Our skin is the coat of many colors. Our black, brown skin is the coat of many colors. And we are blessed and favored by our Father, beloved Creator, just as Joseph was. Now, what does favored mean? Unlike that story in the Bible where he treats his children differently, no. Favored means that with all the many strands of DNA, each of the many strands of DNA allow more of God's attributes to come through Joseph. So there is no unfairness in this. Each DNA strand allows different attributes of God to flow through. So because Joseph had many strands of DNA activated, he was able to show more, to allow more of God's attributes to flow through him. His scope for God's attributes was way wider because of his DNA. Now, what is unfair about this, there is no unfairness here. He wasn't just blessed to suddenly have those. No, those DNA strands are like not flags, but the best I can say are flags of spiritual evolution, meaning those souls and Joseph, who were born into the coat of many colors, are spiritually evolved, and that is their flag of spiritual evolution, beloveds. That is your flag of spiritual evolution, beloveds. That is your flag of spiritual evolution that you wear the coat of many colors. This is not luck. This means your soul has been through all of this evolution and may now be born into the coat of many colors here upon this earth like Joseph. And so let's continue. Okay, let's back up. So like Joseph, we have been hated in our world, in our environment. So like Joseph's brothers were jealous of his gifts, of his coat of many colors, and how he was, and his attributes that were coming through. They were jealous of that. They felt threatened by that, and so Joseph was hated for that, and he was treated very horribly for that, just as the black people, just as we have been in the past, just like Joseph. And like Joseph was captured, right? Joseph's brothers captured him and sold him into slavery. Just like black people captured and sold into slavery, the same destiny as Joseph. Imprisoned or in extreme limitation for a long period of time, just as Joseph. And yet Joseph's gifts and talents, he shared them with his prisoners, and from that he was able to begin to rise. So what I'm saying from that is that we have in particular these same gifts. The dreams that Joseph had were dreams of prophecy. He was able to interpret the divine. We too have that ability as dreamers, as prophets, because we are just simply tuned in with the divine. We are just simply tuned in with it. So now we will step into our attributes that we have been given. We will accept these gifts, and we will begin to step into the attributes of all of the many strands of DNA that black people have. Let's step into our attributes just as Joseph. Right now, we will rise as dreamers, as prophets, as interpreters of the divine. We will begin to show the way to divine living, which essentially is going to be the fifth dimension. We already know it is within our DNA. We have just been limited and misled and imprisoned, and now we are freed to step forward and lead. We are now freed to step forward and lead and share with the gifts that God has given us, that we have been blessed with through the melanin in our skin, which is a coat of many colors, just like Joseph. Yes. Joseph, dreamer, advisor to the king, able to interpret dreams for the benefit of all. And that is what we will do. It'll be for the benefit of all. Okay. So we are also known as the rainbow people. So coat of many colors, I prefer coat of many colors. But that also means we are the rainbow people. Yes, there. So I lost it, but I'm back. So I know there's something I'm leaving out. I just know it before I go on to the other. What is it? Let's just jump around, okay? So, where we are makes our skin look brown, black, beautiful as it is. But if you had your light glasses on, and there were no restrictions on the spectrum, then what you would see from all black people are rainbow colors. Rainbow colors. That's why they call us, we are the rainbow people. And that kind of, what I saw with my light glasses on was gold skin. Like literally gold skin. Exactly like King Tut's funerary. I can't think of the word. Our skin looks exactly like that in some light. Gold. It is gold. It's gold. And with so much light coming through it. And then this rainbow of color, just like Jesus. And that is our DNA flags. The flags of DNA, the coat of many colors. That can be seen. So where we are because we absorb all of this light. So, brown skin, black skin people, we absorb light. And so that's why we appear to be brown or black, but we are really so bright that it is beyond the spectrum of what can be seen here. Oh, thank you, Lord, because I was having trouble saying that. You got it? Yeah, I got it. Yes. So, there's going to be flashes of gold, flashes of light so bright, like a crystal, when you put it in there that you can't see it. And then you know how the crystal gives off all the colors? The myriad of colors when you put the crystal in the light? Yes, that is black people. That is black people. That is us. That is us. So beautiful, beyond the scope of the spectrum. Our beauty, thank you, is beyond the scope of the spectrum that can be seen where we are. So take these blessings from the Light Council and put them on. Just blessing upon blessing upon blessing. I just keep seeing. The faces of those little girls who were snubbed at the Sesame, you guys know what I'm talking about, that scandal at the Sesame place. And they were snubbed, and their little brown faces were so disappointed. You know, despite that evil in the world, those little girls need to know who they are. They need to know that they wear the coat of many colors. They need to know that they are Joseph. They need to know that they are Jesus. They need to know what their DNA means. So that was just a different interpretation of Joseph and what the coat of many colors was, and that explains the entire story. And that's what I wanted to share with you in this. And please share that with, I hope that uplifts you and that you share that with everyone. Okay, and then there are other visions here. So the black woman, the sphinx is the black woman. The sphinx is the black woman. It's not a man, it's a woman. And it's a library. There's a library of information inside of the sphinx. And all black women, as we rise and as we develop and as we begin to step into our tributes, we'll all become the sphinx, a library, and access the library of information within inside of the sphinx. And it will be coming through black women, and they will be channeling that information for the benefit of all. And we are, it is part of our destiny. And we are connected to the sphinx. And as we step forward now, as I said, I'm repeating myself. As we step forward now, we will begin to bring forward the information that is contained within the sphinx. Yes. And, my beloved sisters, one way that you can bring this information through, or this is how, is through movement. Okay, through movement. And for me, it came through when I was doing yoga. And a specific position in particular. And of course, I was supposed to look up what that position is so I can tell you about it. I want to call it like Chaturanga. It's when you are doing your sun salutations. And you go down, and then you come up into that position that's almost like a push-up. It is the position of the sphinx. When you're in that position, you may have the flashes. It may open. It may be the key to enable you to open that door to bring through that information that is held within the sphinx. And I don't mean to stay in that position. I mean along your regular practice of moving slowly from this position to that position, like in vinyasa, like in vinyasa yoga. But not to just sit in that position. That's not it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if you practice yoga, as you come upon that particular position, which I will now call the Sphinx position, but I will put below what the correct terminology is, then you may get flashes like that. But I'm hearing Tai Chi, yes, Tai Chi, but movement, through slow movement and breath, you can bring in this information. Through slow movement and breath, you begin to bring in this information. Now, That is just one of the very many gifts that are now going to be coming through Black women in particular. So if that one is not your particular gift or attribute that is strongest within you, then, these are things you don't have to try. I'm just saying it so that you recognize what is already there and can put a confirmation for you. It's just confirmation. Yes, you are channeling the information from the Sphinx that is now going to uplift humanity from this remembered information, not just Black people, but the entire world. Yes, and from that, let's continue with what they wanted to say before I lost it. Okay, so now Black people, having come in with the coat of many colors, and Black people, let's see, the way, okay. So Black people were the first, right? Black people were Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve seeded all the colors, all the races, all the many colors, red, yellow, black, brown, all seeded from Eve and Adam. Black people. They had all the diversities within them. All sprung from them. They are our parents. So they were the first, Adam and Eve. And the Black woman is Eve. She is the mother. She is Mary. The Black woman is Eve. She is the mother. She is Mary. She seeded the entire world from her DNA. And the Black man, Adam, as well. I just want to add that divine justice is now coming in for the Black woman. But so Black people, yes, thank you. Black people coming in as the first, okay? Coming in as the first, coming in as the first, whether it be Adam and Eve or whether it be Hebrews, coming in as the first, Black people. And then having this destiny like Joseph, where we travel from the first all the way down this fall, Black people, this fall, all the way down, 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 down. All that has happened to us. All that has happened to us. All of the injustice and the slavery and all of this. This is falling to the last and falling to the last and falling to the last and falling to the last, right? So we were the first who became the last. And that is a fall, a dissension. And now, in this point where we are the last that it will rise up and rise up and rise up and become the first. We will be the first to ascend because it is a light transformation that occurs and because we naturally carry more light. And that absorption of light is part of the ascension process in which we will change and blossom and change and blossom and change and blossom and have a light transformation just like Jesus. Jesus became the Christ through a light transformation. That light transformation can be seen on the shroud. It was burned into the shroud. So because we are able to absorb light, because light is our source, because we eat light, And that is because we are able to do that because of the melanin in our skin coats our DNA. And that allows all of our DNA strands to blossom and blossom and blossom, because that is a light transformation of spiritual evolution. And because of that, we will be the first to ascend. So we are now traveling, Black people, from the last, my hand is down here, all the way up and rising and rising and rising and rising, and we will be the first again. This is divine justice. And within that rising, as we transform, as we make our light transformations, every single time that Black people have overcame the travails that has been put upon us, all of the horror, all of the slavery, all of the injustice, every single way that Black people have been harmed and still overcame, was an ascension process. Every single time that we overcame darkness as a people, that we overcame hatred and darkness as a people, every single time it lifted the planet. You see? It lifted the planet. That transmutation process that Black people, that we beloveds have, of taking this and still being able to overcome it. We come out on the other side with love and light and beauty like you have never seen, and talent and gifts and generosity. That has lifted the planet. So every time we overcame, we have participated in ascending the planet. You understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? I know you understand. I'm just getting excited. Our persecution and the overcoming of that persecution has ascended the planet. It lifted the vibration of the planet up to where we are now, where we left the 3D and now are going to go to the higher dimensions. Heaven, 5D. See? Because being in that horror and that darkness, and then through this pain and trauma that we endured and overcame, the emission of that is light. The emission of that is light. That is a transmutation process, taking this dark world with its dark stuff and transmuting it as a people into light as we overcome, as we overcame. We have come to this planet to ascend it. To ascend it, like not just us, but as a people, our collective suffering that we overcame, the emission of that has lifted the planet. The heavy lifters has lifted the planet. We are in service. We are in service. And so now is the time to rise into who we really are. These incredible light beings who are so bright we cannot be seen with the normal human eye as we are. We wear the coat of many colors. We are rising as dreamers, as prophets, and we will bring the information that will ascend us and the entire world, and we will be in service. Now, the way that that comes through is going to be extremely unique and individual to each person. And so that is where that is your expression of God. That is your choice, how you choose to employ all of these. And I'm not, so we will naturally, this is what will occur naturally. We will just naturally fall into it. We will naturally bring out the information that enables the world to, ourselves and the world to ascend. But I am just putting these big, huge labels on it so that we can see this movement rise, so that we can see the rise of our people. Not to lead you, but to just show you the bigger picture of what is happening. And the joy that we're all going to feel in rising, in this rise of Black people. It only brings joy for everyone. There is no fear that there's going to be repercussions of everything that happened to Black people. All of this is nonsense. We are rising as higher vibrational beings, and our rise will only bring blessings all around. And a more loving life for everyone. Yes. Is there anything else? I'm gonna have to shut this down. Is there anything else? Yes, so let's recap everything that we've talked about. We've talked about how Black people are the first. We're the first. Be the Hebrews, Adam, Eve, and then becoming the last through all that occurred to us, just like Joseph. We talked about us having the same destiny of Joseph being favored by his father, and then his fate of having to go through hatred, betrayal, slavery, imprisonment, injustice after injustice after injustice after injustice. And then Joseph's rise, and how he used all of the attributes of his coat of many colors for the benefit of all, and became advisor and leader by sharing his gifts, what he was anointed to do. We talked about how the Black woman is also the sphinx, and that as she begins to ascend and develop, and as her DNA becomes more and more activated, that she will begin to get downloads and share information from the Sphinx, whom is a woman, a Black woman, and she is a library. She is a physical library and a spiritual library. And we Black women have the key to that library. We'll be sharing that information for the benefit and upliftment of the world. Will come through them. Not solely is all I heard. Okay, so let me wrap this up now. We talked about the photosynthesis. We talked about the strands of DNA, which we wanted to talk about. We wanted to talk about how we're activated by the sunlight and the importance of sun. And did we talk about the sun? I think we did. We talked about the photosynthesis process and how we eat light and how we contain light and how we give off light. Yes, we talked about that. I'm just going through my notes. Just bear with me. Yes, and that divine justice is here. And that divine justice is going to bless everyone. Divine justice is going to bless everyone, right? Because we are all one. We are all one. From this, as we rise, these light transformations are going to affect the world positively. Positively. We are no longer being held back from the attributes that come through us that will celebrate the world, that we will make the world celebrate as one. Blessed day. I'll see you next time.